Hello everyone, I'm McLaughlin and I'm this year's Wing Yip National Young Chef of the Year, and today I'll be cooking Mongolian lamb stir fry with egg noodles and Asian greens. So this is the lamb I'm going to be using for my stir fry. It's quite a flat piece of lamb because it needs to be cut really finely so it cooks fast in the pan. I've got my marinades here, my Wing Yip marinades that are going to be put onto the lamb along with the corn flour and the Chinese 5 spice. And I've got my other products here, my egg noodles, which will be blanched off with my broccoli and my shallots, which will be added last minute. My main ingredients really, chilli, garlic, ginger, spring onions, and my peanuts and sesames for garnishing. So let's get cooking. So first things first, we'll take the lamb. We're going to marinate the lamb first because the lamb will take the longest to let the marinade sink in. So you want to take the fat off the lamb. So if you just take the lamb and you sort of like butterfly the lamb and just go along long strips like this. Just means when you put the lamb in the hot pan that it cooks down a lot quicker than leaving it, you know, quite big. Right, so we're going to marinate this with the Chinese 5 spice. Then 2 tablespoons of corn flour in there as well, and 2 tablespoons of the Chinese 5 spice. Then take your Wing Yip light size soy sauce. You need a splash of that in there. Sesame oil. Dark soy sauce and black bean sauce. So take your black bean sauce, you want 2 tablespoons of that on top. Take some of your rice wine vinegar and again just a splash. This will tenderize the lamb. So then take the lamb and the marinade. So take your lamb, you've got all your ingredients there, all your Wing Yip ingredients on the lamb there, so you want to leave that to one side now for about 15 minutes is a good time to marinate. Next you want to get all your vegetables and you want to prep them down so they're all ready to go. Got your broccoli, spring onions, shallots, chilies, garlic, ginger. You can leave the seeds in the chili, but if you prefer them out, then all you have to do is roll the chili like so. Some people like to leave the seeds in for a little bit more spice. And then like so, just across at an angle. Use your tray to put back your ingredients. Take your chili. Take your ginger. It's not so nice in a stir fry, but you can use this for like stocks and sauces and broth. You just want to thin slices of ginger, like so. Take your garlic, just take off the ends. Put your knife like so and just push down. And then again, some people like to cut the garlic smaller or puree, you can do that. But I prefer to leave it quite chunky so you can still see the ingredients. Take your shallots. You can use shallots or red onions or white onions if you can't get shallots. Take the ends off. I like to use shallots because they cook a lot faster than onions. So for things like stir fries, things like that, it's easier to use shallots. Roughly 3 shallots would be fine for this. And then shallots can go in with your chili, ginger and garlic. Leave your spring onions till last. You can do them last. You can trim down your tender stem broccoli. Tender stem broccoli, I like to use this more than normal broccoli because you can actually eat, well, you can actually eat the stem of any broccoli, but I prefer this. It's in the name basically, tender stem broccoli. Just take off the ends where it's been in the packets. The ends just get a little bit dried out. Take your broccoli, just cut it straight down the middle, like so. I like to leave it quite big so you can still see it when it's sauteed off in the pan. There's the broccoli. I'll add the broccoli last because it cooks quite fast. Take your spring onions. You don't want them to be too small either because you want to see them when you put them in. I'll take the white part first. I'll leave the green parts for later on. I'll use the green parts for the garnish. The white part I'll put through the actual stir fry. And this is for the garnish stage. To add a bit of colour. So you need a pot of water. Just put that on the stove and bring it to the boil. Add the noodles. They go in for roughly 2 minutes until they're soft, and then they're poured out, they're chilled down, and then we put some of our peanut oil over the top so they don't stick, and we add them on to the stir fry later on once the lamb is cooked. So once the water's boiled, just place your noodles in. They'll literally take a couple of minutes in there. So you can use tongs or a spoon just to move the noodles around so that they don't stick to one another. So once the noodles are fully cooked, just turn off the heat and take your noodles, take them to the sink and strain them off with a conical strainer. Once you've taken the noodles out of the pan, out of the boiling water, use some peanut oil, just put that over the top of the noodles. So take your wok, you need your peanut oil, quite a bit in the pan so it doesn't stick. Then take your shallots, ginger, garlic and chili. Bring the wok to the heat. You're going to get the oil all around the side of the pan so that when you're cooking the vegetables it doesn't stick. So first I'm going to put my shallots, my ginger, my garlic and my chili. So you want that on quite a high heat, but you want to also keep your eye on it and control it. So you want to cook this till it's quite translucent in colour. just want to take that out. What you're doing with that is you're basically flash frying it, so it's ready to go back in after the lamb's cooked. Then take your lamb, which is marinated in all the Wing Yip spices and soy sauce, black bean sauce. Get that pan on high again. Because you've already got some oil in there, you won't need to put any more in the pan. And then literally when the pan's smoking, just add your beef in. Keep an eye on it because the spices in there will cause it to stick. Just keep moving it. It will stick a little bit because you've got the corn flour in there as well. So when the lamb's cooked, you want to take the chilli, the ginger, garlic, and you want to add that back into the lamb. And then just move that to one side, like so. Take your broccoli, your spring onions, and you want to put that in very last minute. So while that's cooking, you take the Wing Yip dark soy sauce, and instead of putting salt, I like to use this because it's quite salty anyway. So we'll use this, just a splash. While that's cooking on there, take your bowls, make sure you've got nice hot bowls. Take your noodles. You want to give quite a generous portion. And then take the lamb, Mongolian lamb, the stir fry. On top, like so. Then take your spring onion tips, the peanuts, garnish, your black and white sesame seeds, you can also use a little bit of the Wing Yip sesame oil just on top, just to give it a nice glaze. So there you have it, guys, the Mongolian lamb dish with egg noodles and Asian greens. I'm Aaron, thank you for coming to Lincoln's Inn today, and I'll see you all soon.